Welcome to the Fiction Kitchen, where we cook up all kinds of pop culture media into meals. I'm Chef DM, and today we're going to take a crack at cooking the Marvel Studios Disney Plus show, Wandavision. Before we get started, remember, despite what other dishes may tell you, this dish does not contain an ounce of devil in it. While other dishes similar do possess this ingredient, this particular one does not. Now, this dish is part of an ongoing course and has some of the same ingredients that you'll find in dishes that came before it, but it also has a lot that aren't, like a whole lot. Without a doubt, it's definitely one of the stranger dishes this course has to offer. But that's a good thing. Strange doesn't mean bad at all. In some cases it means delicious, and Wandavision is definitely one of those cases. Now to start off, before you do anything, you're going to need to mix together 2 cups of trauma and 3 cups of grief. This will act as the foundation of the dish. Everything that is added after relates to those 2 ingredients. After that, we're going to need to get ourselves some inspiration. This is the zeitgeist kind, specifically related to television. It comes in a ton of flavors, and you'll need most, but not all of them. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and finally the 2000s is what we'll be adding to the pot. We'll also need to stir in some comic book inspiration to give the dish a little zing. Next up is magic, and this dish is filled to the brim with it. You'll need at least 2 cups of the stuff, raw and unfiltered. This is the kind of magic that's soft but not too soft, just enough to easily melt into the rest of the ingredients. Now we're at the point where we can add the star of this dish, a nuclear family, with a little superhero spice thrown in. This will enhance the inspiration that's already been added, and as the dish reaches completion, the grief and trauma that forms the dish's foundation will perfectly complement it. In addition, you'll also want to add some smarts, some laughs, and a heaping helping of heart. Out of the 3, the heart will definitely make itself known in the dish's flavour, and for good reason. In fact, make sure to put some of it aside. I have a feeling you'll be needing it later. Not for this dish, but definitely one that will join it as a part of the main course. Unfortunately, attached to the heart is a slightly smaller bad, not even really a dragon in this case. It's more of an inconvenience affixed to the heart through association. It's not the best tasting thing in the world, but luckily its mediocrity will be masked by an actual big bad.
Who's been messing up everything?
It's been Agatha all along.
Now, depending on who you ask, this is the best part of the dish. This big bad definitely has an overpowering flavour, one that makes itself known as soon as it's added to the pot. This is partly, but not wholly, because of the magic that we mixed in earlier that elevates the big bad's already enchanting taste. It does cause a little bit of the laughs to turn sour for some people, but personally I don't mind it. It was kind of obvious in the beginning it wasn't going to stay sweet forever. Before we put it in the oven, we just need to add a few quick additions. Throw in a pinch of surrealness, a dash of horror, a handful of mystery, and a sprinkle of light philosophy. Now put it in the oven at 200 degrees for 9 minutes, and once it's done, make sure to pace yourself with each bite. And while it's the kind of dish that will leave you longing for more, don't worry, you'll be able to experience the same kind of flavour that it evokes in a future dish. One that I'm sure isn't too far away from being served.